2021 promises a lot of hits. Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil, Horizon, God of War, Halo. These are not only the most anticipated games of the year, these are the ones we expect to see go down the conversation of Game of the Year. But every so often, a little game comes along that not only shakes up the competition, but also becomes the frontrunner of the so-claimed title. That game is It Takes Two. It Takes Two is a game from Hazelight Studios, more famously known for their co-op game A Way Out, and their peculiar game director, Joseph Fares.
Here we're serving this. Look, the Oscars should fuck themselves up. This is the shit. Yeah. Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! I'll tell you!
I was only able to play A Way Out last year, and although it wasn't anything spectacular, I had a lot of fun with it. Its biggest promise was that it offered a co-op experience like no other, and solely based on that, it 100% delivered. So naturally, when It Takes Two was announced, I was excited. Not in a sense that it would blow my mind, but that it would be this fun little adventure I would experience with my girlfriend. But oh man, was I wrong. It Takes Two is simply put the best game I've played this year, and honestly, I don't know if any other game can top it. It Takes Two is the perfect blend of a Pixar-like narrative with the gameplay and level design that we come to expect from games like Mario. All this combined gives us the perfect story on how to save a relationship. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's start from the top. It Takes Two opens with the introduction of our title characters, May and Cody. At first glimpse, we understand that their marriage is crumbling and they are on the verge of divorcing each other. We are also introduced to their daughter, Rose, who naturally isn't very happy with the separation of her parents. In an attempt to fix their relationship, Rose asks Dr. Hakim, a couple's therapy book, to help her get her parents back together. As she's crying over these events, her tears fall into two dolls, and through those, May and Cody are magically trapped inside these dolls, and they must find a way to get back to their regular bodies, while also fixing their relationship along the way. And let me tell you, the journey is incredible, both character-wise and gameplay-wise. But for now, I'm gonna focus on gameplay. It Takes Two thrives on its genre-bending gameplay, and it's incredible how seamless they make it feel like. I'll give you an example. So there's this chapter where you help some squirrels in getting rid of the bees, and in return, they'll help you get to Rose. In the beginning of the level, you and your partner will be handed different guns, so you can squash whatever challenge you face onward. So you'll start the level by doing some puzzles, and then it transitions to like a third-person shooter type of segment. Next thing you know, you're in a dogfight section, followed by a 2.5D fighting level. It may sound weird, but this mixture works off perfectly, and it keeps the game as refreshing as it can be. And you'll experience this throughout the entire game. There's even a dungeon crawl level. The amount of detail and effort put into It Takes Two is astonishing, and something I did not expect from a lesser known developer. Which leads me into my next point, which is the level design. All levels have a theme that transcends its superficial meaning, and it's all about rekindling the love that these two humans have clearly lost for one another. For example, there's a snow section just about halfway through the game that's all about their first getaway together and where they truly fell in love with each other. In that level, you and your partner are handed each one half a magnet, and your entire goal is to unfreeze the entire town using your magnets, or as Dr. Hakim would say, breaking the ice. And I love this. I love when games like these incorporate their narratives into their gameplay. It's clear that Hazelight Studios had a passion for this story, and they wanted to take advantage of it to the maximum level, and that's exactly what they did. Every level will incorporate either something that's wrong with their relationship, or something that was right, they just didn't see it. It's our jobs as the players to fix these problems, or in the case of what's right, remind the couple of what made them strive. Every detail matters, and they are always not only connected with the story, but with the gameplay itself. No, seriously, there's an entire segment where Cody has a nail, and he can throw it and call it back whenever he wants. As you go through the level, you'll find these cans hidden in the background, that if you throw your nail at them, they'll explode. Right as you're about to finish the level, you come across a boss, and you're not really sure how to defeat it, until you see that red can that was spread throughout the level in the background. And just like that, I had my answer. And the game didn't need to tell me anything, literally, as they were telling me the answers all along. And I find that brilliant, and once again, something I did not expect from this game. Overall, my entire gaming experience was something that I hadn't quite experienced in forever. The last game I played that gave me this much joy might have been Super Mario Galaxy. And I know, it's weird, because that's an old ass game, but it's true. I think I can speak for my girlfriend when I say she enjoyed it very much too. Even though she kinda sucked, like a good boyfriend that I am, I kept my cool for this non-gamer. But as I previously mentioned, It Takes Two has other big qualities to it, and one of them is its story. As I mentioned before, It Takes Two is a story of a crumbling marriage that is about to reach its breakpoint. And oh my god, do you hate the parents at the beginning of the game? They are selfish, they are irresponsible, and they are willing to put their daughter through shit so they can get what they want. Until halfway through the game, I despise them. But then the story starts to unravel, and you start to learn more about their feelings and their fears, and I couldn't help but relate to them. Both these characters are blinded by their overwhelming feelings, and this disables them from even realizing what they have is not worth the risk. Sometimes it might seem like ending things is the easier way to go, but it's also the one that brings the most pain and regret. Relationships are hard, sometimes damn near impossible. When you take the time and understand your partner and you listen to it, you may find the answer you are always looking for. But both of you need to work on it, because no relationship can be fixed individually. As we come to learn, it takes two. It Takes Two will go down the road as one of my favorite gaming experiences of all time. Co-op games aren't really something we see a lot lately, but Hazelight Studios was able to not only revive the genre, but also give us what might be the best one ever made. On a technical level, It Takes Two is a masterpiece, but to me, games really thrive when they resonate with the player or give them one timeless experience. And It Takes Two achieved that on so many levels. But the most important one was the opportunity it gave me to share one of my biggest passions with one of the most important people in my life. Me and my girlfriend don't play games together, it rarely happens, but this game allowed me to experience something I love with her. It allowed us to spend about 14 hours having fun and working to get these two dolls back together. Even used some of the game lines to dish each other out. But the game also made me reevaluate my relationship with her, and how no matter what happens, there's always a way. Because nothing is stronger than love, and when you find it, you can never let it go.